Hi there, my name is Roxanne Wilson.
And I'm Scott.
And this is our, or his, I should say, deep vein thrombosis and pulmonary embolism story. Hi, my name is Roxanne Wilson, and today I want to talk about something a little bit off the wall, a little bit different, but very important. This is Scott Budgel. This is my guide. I don't know what to call you.
Roommate?
No, I hate that. Not my roommate, but much more. And I'm inviting him on today to talk to us about something very important. So first and foremost, this month is Blood Clot Awareness Month, DVT Month, whatever you want to call it month, and that's what we're going to talk about today. So Scott, I have a question for you first and foremost. Can you talk about your age? You feel comfortable talking about your age? I didn't ask you.
Sure.
Okay, how old are you?
Well, how do I look?
So young, darling, so young.
So I'm 49.
49, okay. Right. Excellent. And what kind of health would you say this time last year you say you were in?
This time last year?
Mm-hmm.
This is
March.
Mm-hmm. Fine.
Yeah.
Good
health, workout.
Optimum.
Tell me what you do. Like, how do you eat? What's your background?
So clean diet, work out early, try and stick with the cardio.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say pretty healthy, multivitamins.
All those things.
Awesome. Lots of water. Hydration,
yes.
Skin.
Yep.
Hair.
Doing it all.
Doing it all, man.
Doing all the things.
Fighting for other time.
There you go. Okay, so let's fast forward then to, or rewind, however you want to say that, to, do you remember September? Tell me about September 2019.
September 20, the first part of September or the latter part?
The first part. Let's start at the beginning.
Okay, so the first part of September was shortness of breath. Wasn't the workouts weren't going as quite well as before. A lot of shortness of breath, couldn't do what I was doing, tired, fatigue.
What did
just
you
very unusual. I thought it was overtraining. That's what I thought it was.
Okay.
I thought it was due to overtraining and just stress at work. So I hadn't switched jobs internally yet at that point. So, but I was interviewing. So I thought a combination of both the stress as well as the workouts and just everything kind of taking its toll, I would say, probably.
Yeah, I mean, not the one.
Yeah, and it wasn't like initial like it hit me like a ton of bricks. It's like gradual. So first it's like, oh yeah, just I'm a little tired or whatever, and then it's like, why am I so tired still? And then it's like, now I'm really tired. So it's a gradual process.
And you were coughing, I remember.
Yes, coughing.
A lot. Because I thought, oh great, I'm gonna get sick.
Yep. So so I thought common cold, but maybe I had the cold a little bit longer than I thought.
A lot longer. And I didn't get sick, but I mean, I have a good immunity, so I figured that was just the thing. But you had a lot of cough.
Yeah, but it's just common symptoms, right? So coughing, fatigue, stress, work. Yeah. So you don't really think about it. So you're like, okay.
Yeah.
It's life. It's part of life. Okay, I'm working hard. Probably a little run down.
Yeah. So I remember like the second week or so, you got the new job, and you were going to a special reception. Remember?
Yes. Oh, I was going to an offsite.
An offsite.
I was going to an offsite on a Wednesday. Yes.
And what happened there?
So Wednesday was I was really coughing a lot, and it was virtually nonstop. So the nonstop coughing, and it was so much so that people around me started going, like, "Are you okay?"
Even with now,
and they didn't want to sit next to me.
Like,
and they didn't want to sit next to me, so they were like, "Are you okay? Like, are you really sick?" And I was just like, no, I think I'm okay, but I was constantly.
And this was like your first impression with a bunch of new people.
First impression with the new people and the people who had just finished interviewing me, and they're like, okay, all right, so we got a sick child here.
Remember you coming home and saying like people would give you all sorts of medicine all day long.
And then when I left the offsite, so we went to an offsite, and then we went to an outing after that at a restaurant. So leaving the restaurant, one of the semi-bigwigs said, you really need to go home and take care of that because you sound really sick. And I was just like, oh yeah, I'm gonna kind of take care of it type thing.
Embarrassing. No one likes
Yeah,
that.
I was more embarrassed than anything else,
Okay.
but still, still coughing like crazy, like virtually every 10 seconds, like coughing. Yeah.
So it was a Wednesday. Then Thursday rolled around. I remember it.
Yep.
And you trained on that Wednesday, didn't you? You
I
kept
did.
training. You kept training.
Yep. Oh no, I didn't stop.
Yeah, not a man. No.
Yeah. And then, but I really didn't notice it on the workouts until the Saturday before, when I was on the treadmill, and I wasn't doing as, much of an incline for a longer period of time, and I was really, really struggling that Saturday. I remember for sure because I was really struggling.
That happened Saturday. Wednesday,
and Wednesday we had the event.
And then
coughing, and I'm like,
tell us about Thursday. Thursday morning. Yeah, Thursday morning.
So Thursday morning, I get up to go to work, and then I'm in the shower, and then I'm just exhausted. I can't continue. I had to take a break, like virtually sit down, like literally sit down in the shower and just stop and take a moment. And I was really struggling to catch my breath. I remember it felt like it was really humid for whatever reason in the shower, and it's hot, steamy, and I couldn't catch my breath, and I was just completely exhausted.
And you came out of the shower, I remember hearing you, like, I heard something sounded odd in the shower, but you came out of the shower and you were like, you woke me up when I was up.
I was like, I'm not going to work.
No, but I remember you said to me, like, I had to sit down in the shower. I could not breathe in the shower.
And I sat down for a good, like 3 or 4 minutes, like just trying to catch my breath and just saying to myself, why am I'm completely exhausted. Yeah, there's no way I can go to work today because I'm just wiped out, like nothing that I had experienced before, for sure.
So I remember asking you, okay, can we please go to the doctor? And Scott's a guy, so of course you were like, I don't want to go to the doctor. Not the doctor. So I'm like, okay, how about urgent care? You don't want to do that either. Nope. But you agreed to go to the Minute Clinic.
Minute Clinic.
Yeah. So we went to the Minute Clinic. We got dressed, went to the Minute Clinic. And we get there, and the nurse saw him. I remember she said to you, my gut tells me to tell you to go to the hospital, but I'm going to give you a Z-Pack and an inhaler.
Right.
And if it gets worse, promise you go to the hospital.
Exactly.
And you're on bed rest for 2 days.
Yes.
2 days bed rest.
I was excited about the bed rest.
Yes, you were.
I was like, great.
Job. You weren't pulling the new job yet. It was still the job. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was.
Yeah.
Good to go.
So we get home. He's on bed rest. I work from home, so of course now I'm like, when they work from home. Yeah. And he's in the room with Baylor, sleeping. And you then tell me you pulled a muscle. You pulled a muscle on your calf the same day.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah.
Was it? Oh, okay.
You said my muscle hurts a little bit.
Oh yeah. That's true.
So we didn't think
my right calf.
Your calf. Yep.
So yeah, it's my right calf.
So he started feeling a little better that day. Next morning he gets up.
Short term though.
Yeah. Next morning he gets up and he's on day 2 of bed rest. It's a Friday, and your calf was hurting even more. Like I pulled a muscle and working out. Yeah. So when I pull a muscle, I put heat on it. So I put a heating pad on it, and I massaged it. Don't you do that to me? You don't get that. And then Saturday morning rolls around.
The infamous Saturday.
Yeah, the infamous. That's a good name for it. Saturday rolls around, and his leg is like swollen.
It is
huge
pressure in any part of my body that I've never experienced. It wasn't. How should I say? It wasn't pain, but it was pain because it was such pressure buildup, and my leg felt like it was about to explode. And looking down at it, it looked like it was about to explode. Yeah.
So because I know I'm not a doctor or a medical professional, I took a picture of it and I sent it to my sisters, and who are medical professionals, which got him annoyed because he's like, "Don't show them." He's in pain, but he's still like, "Grr."
Not in pain enough to like be like, "Oh, come on, I don't need this trauma."
Okay, I don't want them to know it's wrong. So anyhow,
I want people to know my business.
Yeah, and here we are telling your business. Yeah. Urgent care. I said, let's go to urgent care. He would not go to urgent care because you had a hair appointment.
Not a haircut.
He had a hair appointment.
I had a haircut.
He had a haircut.
Yep.
Now, little do you know, Scott's hair appointments are not in Orange County where we live.
Yeah.
They happen to be in WeHo, as in West Hollywood, which is an hour and a good hour, like a full hour and maybe sometimes a half away. Yeah. And he was like, I am not canceling my hair appointment.
I'm not canceling on my guy.
No, I'm not canceling.
Nope.
And no. So I'm like, okay, well, can you please? He's limping around. And
limping?
I was like, at the time you were limping, hobbling, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, urgent care after. And he was like, fine. He's like, let's wait till Monday. But my sister's like, he needs to get in.
Right.
So they also told me he shouldn't drive. I'm like, there's no way in hell I'm convincing this guy to let me drive to West Hollywood.
Especially when you fall asleep driving.
But I mean, I wouldn't have fallen asleep in this moment.
Yeah.
So we get on the road. He's in pain. He can't even like talk. He's in pain the whole ride there. We get out, and I will grab this video. I might add it to this. And you are walking from the car to get his haircut, and he can barely walk. And I take a video.
Oh, it took me. It was what, probably 1,000 steps, maybe.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
And it took me a good 10 minutes.
It was ridiculous.
Oh, it hurt.
Ridiculous. But he did not want to go.
So just being on the leg was like, oh my God.
But in the name of a good haircut, we got to go in. So we get to the haircut. I'm texting because I'm realizing with myself, there's no way we're going to get back to Orange County to get urgent care before they close.
And I can't, it's like I can't bend my leg. So my leg's straight, right? I can't bend it.
It was a mess.
It's a hot mess.
So I call around for urgent care, and the two places that were available, one was near LAX and one was near USC. And I'm like, I don't want to be in those places at night. So I was like, okay, where's the closest hospital? Hospital happened to be Cedars-Sinai.
So you used trickery.
I did. So when the haircut was finally done.
Well, wait, first when my haircut guy, when he saw my leg, he's like, bro, what's with your leg? Like, when he saw me walking and like hobbling to get up and then hobbling to the chair, he's like, dude, like, are you okay? He's like, bro, your leg's a mess. Crazy. I'm like, yeah, it's killing me right now.
Meanwhile, they served drinks at his place, and they had given me I'm like, I'll just have some whiskey. I'll be okay. My little sister was like, you probably shouldn't drink that whiskey because you don't know how alert you'd be because we don't know if he's driving. I'm like, oh my gosh. So he wouldn't let me drive because he's a man. And I gave him directions to Cedars-Sinai, and he wanted to park not in the parking garage and walk, which I'm like, you can barely walk. We get there, we park in the parking garage, remember?
Because I was looking for free parking.
You're in pain, but you're still looking for
I'm going to save money.
So smart. So we walk up, and right when we walk up, he realizes that the words are emergency room.
I got tricked.
And he was like, what? This is the emergency room, not the emergency room, but you didn't fight me because you're in pain. You're in pain.
No, I was in pain, and I was like, we're already here. Let's just get this done.
We walk in, and I use the 3 letters that my sisters told me to use, DVT. Now, I want you to know, I didn't know what that meant. You didn't know what that meant. But they knew what that meant. Yeah. The room, the emergency room was full of people. Full of people. They got us
on a Saturday in Los Angeles.
You can imagine.
I can imagine the spectrum.
They got us in really quick in the back.
Oh, well, it's those 3
those
3 precious letters.
DVT. Do you remember what they stand for? Do you even know? Deep vein thrombosis.
Yeah, thrombosis.
Yeah.
The deep vein part I didn't know.
Yeah. Thrombosis. We get back there, they start doing their thing. They get us a room. We have an actual emergency room. There's people that are in the hallway. Yeah,
wheeled in the hallway. It's like.
And they're in beds, and he has his own room.
They're hanging off the beds in the hallway.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, this is nice.
We got a room with a TV. You got a TV in the emergency room.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you sure did. The ultrasound guy comes in. He's a cool looking dude. We really admire his scrubs, remember?
Yeah. Really nice scrubs.
And he's talking to us, we're talking to him, and then all of a sudden he's like, do you have a femoral, do you have a blood clot in your femoral artery? And we're like, oh. So I started asking, what does that mean? What does that mean? What does that mean?
And then he's going over the same spots too, like over and over again.
Over. Yes.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Scott's betting me it's muscle pull and that.
But before, so before that, I'm like, so I have to work that night. Okay. So, and I'm thinking, it's what, 5 o'clock, 5:30? I'm like, I wonder how long this is going to take because I got to get to work. I'm like, right?
He goes, should I call off?
Should I call off at work? Because it's getting late and I got to get to work. And I have a 4-hour window. So I'm like, do you think I need to call off?
I'm like, yeah. I think
I think you asked your sister though.
Yeah. But I was like, I think you need to, but maybe we'll
remember, and she's like, I think he's going to be there for a few days.
Well, that was before. She's like, yeah, he needs to take off.
I'm like,
so he's betting me In-N-Out Burgers the whole time that it's just a muscle.
I'm like, yeah, I'll be out of here by 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
At the latest. 9:30, 10 o'clock, I'll be out.
Yeah.
Back on the road.
Of course.
Be back to the apartment by 11.
You had a time. You thought it was really going to happen.
Yeah,
so the ultrasound guy's telling us this, and I start asking a bunch of questions. Well, then I think he realized, he clams up like, oh, I've said too much. Yeah. Meanwhile, I'm texting my sister saying.
Meanwhile, you're behind there with your phone, taking pictures of what he has.
Video.
Yeah.
Video.
And that's what probably made him quiet. He's like, oh, it's like
I wanted to send it to my sister so I know what's going on. So I write femoral clot, and literally she starts calling my phone. I'm like,
no, your phone kept
beep. She kept calling, and I was like ignoring her because I looked down and she's like, I'm on my way. Now she doesn't live in California; she lives in Arizona. And so she calls, and I'm like, I'll be right back. He's still working on my leg forever.
Oh, it took like a good 45 minutes.
Yeah, right? For sure, at least. So I get out in the hallway and I'm with Rochelle, not necessary for you to come, it's fine. They're still working on the ultrasound. She's like, stop, listen to me. You guys are going to be in the hospital for a few days, 4 or 5 days probably. They're going to put a net inside his stomach to catch the blood clot because they don't want it to go to his lungs or his heart. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, he's not going to like this. She's like, well, that's the way it's going to be. I'm like, okay. Right. So we get back in there. They also do an ultrasound on your lungs and whatnot. Yep. And then the attending comes in and she's like, you have extensive blood clots in your leg. We're okay. We still don't really understand.
What does that mean?
Okay, whatever. Okay. And then she says, and you have multiple pulmonary embolisms in your lungs. Mm-hmm. I text that to my sister, and my sister, who does not cuss, one word, fuck. That's what she was.
But then the doctor also said, so the reason for the coughing is it's because it's pushing up against the right side of your heart, right?
Yeah.
I remember that too.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
Yeah. That was the one time you thought it was serious.
Can I go to work? Like, does that mean can I go home now? You're going to give me some medicine, I'm going to go home, right? Okay.
No.
It's still.
Yeah. I mean, it's still. Needless to say, we were admitted in the hospital.
I was.
Or I say he was admitted to the hospital. Mm-hmm. We know now that even when they were taking us from his hospital room, which, by the way, the head doctor of the emergency room came in because she just wanted to look at him because she couldn't believe that he was talking, breathing, all those things. But we still oblivious, had no idea, no clue. A blood clot to me was like when I was little and I'd cut myself and there'd be just a dark spot and there was a blood clot, not like what a blood clot can do to you. They had a crash cart come with us and escort us. You didn't even know that, did you?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, so typically when they transport you, it's just the transport person. They had a special nurse with the crash cart there. Not that she could have done anything because if the blood clot moved, she could have.
Which I still don't get about that, but anyway.
Mortality is a hard thing to grasp. But we stayed in a holding room the first night, and then we got a room, and we were there for 4 or 5 days.
4.5 days.
4.5 times. Who's counting? Notice it's the first time. Yeah. Doctors galore. You have 4 or 5. You had 4 or 5.
Every hour on the hour.
And a lot of opinions, a lot of things they wanted to do.
A lot of prodding, a lot of poking, a lot of blood drawn, a lot of what could be this? Well, a lot of the same questions.
Yeah. Do you remember the questions?
Oh, what's your health history? What's your family's history? Have you had blood clots before? Are you on testosterone? Are you taking steroids? The whole
Have you traveled?
Have you traveled?
Did you have surgery and
Did you drive more than 6 hours?
Yeah, oh, that's
so
that
like
one.
the same
Over and over again. Because they couldn't figure
because
out
there are
why.
different people coming in as well.
Yeah, and they couldn't figure out why
Mm-hmm.
he had what he had, and as extensively as he did. We got out of the hospital, thank goodness.
Mm-hmm.
You're on blood thinners for the rest of your life.
Rest of my life.
Mm-hmm. And then we went back to the hospital. Now, I'll admit, I don't think I've told you this. Maybe I have. When we got back home, I was terrified. Like, I was actually a little sad when they said, you guys can go home.
Why?
Because I was like, I'm gonna get a little emotional even talking about it now, but like, I was thinking to myself, oh my gosh, like, we're gonna be home, and I hope that I know the signs. I hope he's gonna be okay. At least in the hospital, I knew we were around doctors and nurses, and
we have crash carts.
And they were checking your vitals and stuff. But like at home, what did I say? Yeah, we're out of the hospital, and now something happened, and I didn't know the signs. I didn't anyway.
Because things started getting better too.
Well, they did.
Yeah.
And then
so like my breathing was better. So
in the hospital, yeah,
for sure.
But I was terrified that first night. I was terrified. I mean, every time you went to go do something, I'm like, is he okay? I hope he's all right. But we ended up back in the hospital. I was trying to remember, what was it that you knew that things weren't getting better?
The second time?
Yeah.
It's a good question because I'm so focused on the first time that it happened.
Was your leg feeling bad?
It wasn't my leg feeling bad. It was just the clot wasn't going down like we expected.
Yeah, but there was something that triggered it for you. I mean, you called the doctor.
Yeah. And
can I just give you props because you?
Oh, I was feeling, because I was propping it watching TV, and it was still like kind of bothering me, and it still something didn't feel right.
It's feeling like it was getting bigger, not smaller, or something.
Yeah, I was still kind of feeling that pressure
in
the leg that I felt initially the first time, so I didn't want to mess around with it. So I'm like, and then that's when we called it blood doctor.
And he's like a guy's guy, so like all this doctor stuff is very difficult. Mm-hmm. Like even him wanting or agreeing to go to the doctor. So I remember he called in the middle of the night. Remember that?
He called like 8:30.
Yeah. I mean, I had a little to do with that, but not a lot.
On a work night that he called.
Yeah.
So I was like, wow.
Because I sent an email because you were worried, and then he called. And
he gave us our options.
Yeah. Doctor. Yes, it was. And you decided, like, I would have been like, let's go to the hospital and do it. And you decided, let's go to the hospital. Now, again, we live in Orange County, so we had to drive back to Cedar Sinai.
But you made me drive.
Whatever.
Put that in your video. You made me drive.
I did not. We drive up there, and lo and behold, they run it and they say that your clot's getting bigger. It's growing.
Right. No, so they said the second time was, so the femoral to the knee, it was clearing, but I was actually getting more in the calf area, which was initially where the problem started.
When we saw it, at least.
So it was getting worse in one area, getting better in another area, but we couldn't figure out why it was getting worse.
Yeah. So they back in the ER.
Here we go.
Back to the
room again. Another 3.5 days.
Yeah.
So both stints a total 8 days.
8 days total. So it is Blood Clot Awareness Month.
Yes.
My question to you, and he's okay, obviously, thank the good Lord, and we now know how serious it was. We don't necessarily.
Well, I don't know.
I would say I know. You don't. How it wasn't that serious. You had the top doctors in the country, but it wasn't that serious. I remember you said the pain was like a 7, and it should have your 7 is everyone else is like 55, basically on a scale of 1 to 10.
It hurt, for sure.
So my question for you, Senor, is if you were, now that you know what you know, what would you tell someone, like symptoms, it's because it's like a silent, I'm going to use the word killer, blood clot.
I would say first is pay attention to your body and pay attention to any type of swelling, any type of shortness of breath. No, it's the tough part about it is it's like I was saying before, it comes on so gradually that you don't realize there's a problem until there's a big problem. So you're going to think that you are having a cold with the coughing, but at that point, it's traveled from the leg to the lung area. So you really need to go see somebody. And then just focus on like the signs, the coughing, the shortness of breath, the not being able to do what you're normally able to do. And this is like a short period of time. It's not like, oh, 2 years ago I could do this. This is like 3 days ago I couldn't do this. So now, you know, I knew my workouts were gradually getting harder and harder, but I couldn't understand why. Just little things like that. Like pay attention to your body and pay attention to the fact that, you know, really fatigue. I felt a lot of fatigue. So your body's fighting something. Your body's trying to tell you something, but you're just not listening to it or you're not understanding it. So I would say that for sure.
I love what you said there. Your body's trying to tell you something. Did you ever have any swelling in your leg at all before that?
No.
So it had already, which if you know anything about blood clots, it's kind of freaky that it had already moved up.
Yeah.
That's what they try and stop. But like, I feel like your body was like, hello, listen to me when your leg got swollen.
Right.
It was like, here's this is it. Are you gonna come in? What are you gonna do?
Right. I'll force you to come in.
Well, I'll force you.
Well, I mean, you get to a point where it's like you have to do something.
Yeah, and thank goodness your body let you get to that point.
But remember that they said that another week, a week and a half, and it could have been like.
He actually said a couple of days.
I
They said the words they used were lethal, fatal, you're lucky.
Yeah, and I'm like,
I mean, this was like every doctor who came in for the first few days said these things. I mean, again, understanding mortality, I think, is really difficult, especially when you look fine, except for a swollen leg, and you have a cough. But the reality is that with a blood clot, there's not, if it goes to your heart or your head, right? Things happen.
Another thing I would say too, is just to get back to your question, is I would say that just go ahead and get an ultrasound done. It's not like that big of a deal. It doesn't take long. It's pretty easy. Those things, right?
Come a long way,
well, no,
baby.
but I'm just saying, like, it's pretty easy. It's not that bad. Might as well just get it checked out. You know,
it's worth it. Don't sacrifice your health or ignore your health. You're important to somebody, even if you don't feel like it's that important to check out. Someone loves you and wants you to make sure you get this worked out quickly.
Yeah, for sure.
Anything else you'd say about?
Just continue to take care of yourself and just stay, like when they give you the medication, you know, stay on the medication. Don't skip it. Don't, you know, make it a point to stay on that and to listen to them. They obviously know what they're talking about.
And their doctor's appointments, the follow-ups too.
And also too, I would say the most important thing is be with a doctor that you trust and that you're very compatible with as far as, you know, their advice and how their approach and things like that too. Find somebody you really like. So I really like my blood doctor.
I have to say that it was a blessing. While I was annoyed as heck that you had to get your hair done, and you did have the best looking hair in the ER.
But we were in a great spot. We were in a good place. Couldn't happen in a better place. Couldn't happen in a better place.
You're right. God had you there, so we could go to Cedars-Sinai.
And also to the people at CSI. Everyone from the emergency room to the day we left, everyone at Cedars-Sinai was fantastic. Best place. Oh yeah.
Top notch.
I will not go to any other facility other than Cedars-Sinai. I will not.
Well, I mean, if you have to.
Well, I mean, obviously to the doctor's office, but I'm just saying in general, like
if you're in Zimbabwe way, you're not like, I'm sorry.
Right. But honestly, like if I go through, you know, something or what have you, I'm going through Cedars-Sinai. Or the people associated. So my doctor I found at Cedars-Sinai.
Yeah.
So I'll stick with them.
Yeah. Dr. Sheegan rocks the Casbah. One other thing. How are you now? Like, is everything back to normal?
The swelling, I would say be patient because some people, the swelling goes down quickly, others it does not. So mine is still not 100% down. I would say it took a good 3.5 months before I really noticed the change for it to go gradually down better than it, you know, it's almost, I would say I'm about 90%.
Yeah, it's come a long way.
Yeah, it's come a long way, but not 100%, but about 85 to 90% there. And then it's just a matter of being patient and hoping that it does return back. Yeah.
Yeah.
But much better now. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate you sharing. And if you need more information on DVTs, PEs, which is the long stuff, pulmonary embolism,
that's the big part.
That's the big part. Or blood clots in general, definitely go to the link below. But please get yourself checked out and stay healthy. Thank you, Bud.
Thank you.